What's up, guys? Not a bonfire stream. Not yet. We're gonna have a lot of bulk from this to burn too. Oh, there's already a bunch of people in the chat. What's up, guys? She Tanner, Treasure, Seto Kaiba's bank account, Blitzen Buki, Lordy Hot Dog. Treasure Hunt, your dad is dying of cancer right now. So cheer up, it's only a card game, he says. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Some Metazoo partner uploaded. I saw that as well. I saw that earlier today. I was watching a bunch of Metazoo videos today because it was the rare occasion with all this shit that there's been like dozens and dozens of Metazoo videos to watch, which is something that for like the past year, 2 years, there hasn't really been any. So at least there was that. There was all kinds of Metazoo content to watch. All right. So I've got a bunch of these. They finally came in. All different colors. I actually got some native ones too, which I didn't even remember buying these, but got some native blisters. All these Target blisters came in. There should be 12 here. Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like 12. Looks like 9 to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know. I'm seeing 11. But anyway, I've got a bunch of these. We're going to open them up. What we already know is there are different hits in these big box versions. What we don't know about this, though, is if you can still get the secret rare out of these or not. I'm guessing not, because in past Metazoo sets that have done the big box version, I don't think there was a secret rare in the big box version for any of them. But yeah, we got a bunch of these. We'll do the native last. I think I only got 3 of the native ones, but there were 3 different colors of these blister packs, and I tried to get all of them. So are the rare cards worth anything from now on? That's a good question. I guess we don't really know. I mean, right now, there's still stuff that's worth a decent amount of money, but a lot of the Metazoo cards have basically gone to nothing. Argos was saying that someone contacted him saying they deleted the letter because it wasn't supposed to be posted. They couldn't talk about it, but something is in the works. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't really want to get my hopes up, and I don't want to feel like I'm coping with the announcement. But I've gotten quite a few messages over the last 24 hours of people saying that there is a sale in process right now. Metazoo is currently being sold, is what some people have said. And they said that Mike is basically going to be forced out, and he was trying to sabotage it with that post. I don't know how much truth there is to that rumor, but there were quite a few people saying that Metazoo is in the process of being sold, and it's not really done. I don't really know if I want to believe that or not. So there's the first promo. Trick or treat stash. And another coin. But yeah, that is the rumor that I've heard, is that Mike is out, but Metazoo's not done. But the thing that makes me not want to believe that rumor is, then why were all the artists fired? Why did everyone's gone, unless they're gonna, once the sale is complete, try to rehire people under the new organization. Who knows? I've heard a lot of different things. What's up, Argos? When are we getting drunk? Now, I think now seems like a good time. Phantom Knight says Mike is now a rare cryptid. Beach House Bessie. All right, so again, what we do know about these packs is there's a couple cards that were not in the original Karami's Cryptid Carnival, one of them being the Chibi Mothman and Karami Full Hollow. And then there's a couple cards in here that are in reverse hollow in this set that are not available in reverse hollow in the other set, one of them being the big Field of Flowers card, whatever that one was called. What a week. Yeah, I was waiting to see last night when I streamed. I thought Argo said he was going live, so I was waiting for his stream to happen, and it never did, so I just ended up going live. I didn't want to step on his stream. I don't know if he was planning on streaming tonight. That's why last night's stream was so late. I saw that Tormentic did a stream, and I thought that Argos was going to go on after that, so I waited a little bit, and then I ended up starting my stream at like midnight. I appreciate that, awkward vibes. Nick before every stream. Sorry guys, I quit drinking to get drunk this year. 3 hours later, fuck it, boys. Metazoo Menace said, when I worked at Toyota, Volvo bought the store and replaced all of us with their own employees. So new ownership, new artists, and oh yes, new top set this year. I can taste it. I don't know about all that, man. Like I said, I don't want to be overly optimistic about some of the rumors that I've heard that Metazoo is in the process of being sold and that Mike is just out and maybe bitter about it. I don't really know. None of that would really even make sense. So the first box, we didn't really get anything. First blister, I should say. Good thing we got a bunch more. I honestly think it's far more likely that the reason, I mean, because obviously now there's a lot of people speculating, you know, why would they post that and then delete it? Maybe that means that Metazoo's not done. I think it's far more likely that they posted that and they realize it opens them up to some kind of legal issues or something. And it was just a bad look for them to post it like that. Because I was talking to a Metazoo artist earlier today, and they said they found out that Metazoo was shutting. They were still at Metazoo, and they said they found out that Metazoo was shutting down when we did. So they found out they didn't have a job with the announcement that we got. So here, cool. Here we go. The Karami and Chibi Mothman, I guess, is one of the promo cards. Cool. Well, I guess that could be what they meant, TCG Baron. They said no one. They didn't get a personal message. They found out on the Discord. Which sounds pretty par for the course. What's up, Dr. Cards? Well, the better question, Blitzen, is then why put the socials back up? Nothing new to report from the lawsuit search. What's up, Rose Killa? The chef says super smart for Metazoo to use Hello Kitty as a catalyst set for the community of primarily men between 20 and 40 years old. Stampa says I work at a large bank and we're going through massive layoffs. Dr. Card says I just sold all my shit and now I got to buy it all back, you're telling me. I don't know what to think, man. Leave it to Metazoo to not even be able to shut down correctly. It's pretty par for the course. They can't even have a seamless shutdown. They post and then then delete the announcement that they're closing their doors. I mean, can they do anything right? Cryptid Nation First Edition is selling for $100, says Philip B. Yeah, I saw that. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Because prior to this announcement, it was already down to like 150. I think there were a couple boxes even selling for like 130, 140. So 100 doesn't seem like, I mean, obviously it's a big hit, but it doesn't seem like world ending. I guess this is the third promo card, Chibi UFO. Can't even shut down, right? Metazoo coming back next week with double revival sets, says Kobe. I still don't, have we seen a Kickstarter box actually sell for $200? The lowest one that I saw was $400, a sale on eBay. And I've seen a bunch of people posting in the Metazoo marketplace that they're willing to buy Kickstarter boxes at $200 a box. But I haven't seen confirmation that one has actually sold for that price. I don't know if that's true. But it is true that one went for 400, which I think is pretty low. And I actually got an offer today because I went through and I started adding to my watch list a bunch of people that were selling Kickstarter boxes. And I got an offer today of $700 from a seller that had it listed for, I think, $1,500. They offered $700 and I actually rejected it. Who would have thought I would ever reject a Kickstarter box for $700? Because I think it's going to go lower. I think sub 500 is actually pretty realistic based on some of the stuff we're seeing on eBay right now. Adam says somehow I think that $400 sale was rigged or faked in some way. Weird seeing it go that low. Oh, I'm well aware Kickstarter boxes were once $11,000. The only Kickstarter box that I've ever opened on this channel, I bought from another Metazoo YouTuber, not Argos, but another Metazoo YouTuber, and I paid $37.50, and that was maybe a year and a half ago. So it's definitely fallen quite a bit since then. I don't know what the hell took these blister packs so long to get here. Because I've got 4 more boxes of Karami coming that I got for like $45 a box. And apparently they're shipping from Alaska. And they're still, it's been a week and a half now. And they're still not even in Ohio. So I don't know what the hell's taking those so long. I guess Alaska is further away, but I don't know. All the Karami stuff that I bought before the storm here seems to be taking forever to get in. There's been a lot of private sales of Kickstarters for $200 since Wing Pikachu. I mean, that's possible, but we'd have to see. I mean, I'd have to see proof of that to believe there's lots of sales of Kickstarter at 200. That seems awfully low, even considering everything that's gone on. Only Metazoo card I wanted was the Green Man, says Phantom Knight, and it's still listed at $3,000. I agree with TCG Baron. I like to keep things factual. I don't know how likely it is that there's Kickstarter boxes selling for $200 a box at all, let alone often. I certainly have seen on all the Facebook pages and these buy-sell trade groups a lot of people posting that they would be willing to buy them at $200 a box, but I don't know that there's very many people selling them at $200 a box. Jake G says that 248 moth is faker than fake. What's the 248 moth? Is that the sample moth that I saw people posting about? Oh, there was a Kickstarter moth that sold for 248. Was it graded? Oh, PSA 10, Jesus. I'll show you guys. Chris last night, he bought a Kickstarter moth full hollow for like $80, and it looked pretty real. The seller had good feedback. See if I can pull it up here. Actually, looking at it, the seller has not great feedback. Oh yeah, they do, 100%. What do you guys think about this? They listed it as a first edition Mothman, but it's pictured with a Kickstarter stamp. And Chris paid $84.99. He ended up buying it from Flower Pup 90 with 100% positive feedback. Is it fake or did they just mislabel it? I don't know. This isn't an actual eBay image. Let me see. Then he sent me another one. This one is from a different seller. This one looks fake. This guy has bad feedback of 96.4%. And for $10, what a deal. He's selling a full hollow Mothman Kickstarter. I texted Chris and told him send me a picture of the back. The winky face at the end of the listing. Yeah, we're drowning in kitty. I mean, I just think this is the most fitting set to open when talking about the downfall of Metazoo, because this really does seem like this was the thing that, this was the straw that broke the camel's back, was this Karami set, the Sanrio collaboration. So I think when we're sitting here hanging out talking about the downfall of Metazoo, this is the appropriate thing to open. The Chef 93 says, let's get real for a second. Metazoo worried their factories in China going to reproduce these sets without their consent now that they're out of business. I really don't know the legality or the red tape of how all that would work. I mean, I guess that's certainly a possibility. I don't know. I've heard a bunch of conspiracy theories in the past couple days, one of them involving the printers, where the printers might not be very happy with Metazoo. I'll read you guys a rumor someone sent me about native. Because at this point, what does it matter? We might as well just share all the rumors because Metazoo's gone. One of the rumors might be true. Yeah, I think Argos was the one that made, he reached out to Metazoo and made the revive stuff redeemable again. So I believe right now, I think it was Argos that posted that. If you go on the Metazoo marketplace, you can still buy the deck redemption and still redeem a board. Hold on, let me go to my messages and read the native conspiracy theory. So I'm not going to say who this person was, but they said, here's the 411. Wonder why Metazoo native seemed underprinted. The print run was 30,000. They paid for 3,000 boxes and had them air shipped. The 27,000 other boxes were printed and shipped, but then Metazoo didn't pay for them. And then the printer had to have the shipper return the product to the printers. So the theory there is that native did so well because there were only 3,000 boxes distributed. I still haven't tried. I just saw before I went live. I just saw the announcement that you could still redeem your cards. I do have my Sam Sinclair over here somewhere though. Yep. I probably should have done that before I went live, but I got the redeemable Sam right here. Which would be pretty. I mean, if that's true about native, I guess this has been really in the works. This downfall has been in the process for a while. And we were all, look how well native is doing. Look how great of an idea native was. Little did we know there's a possibility there could have only been 3,000 boxes circulating. What happens to all the shitty plastic coins now? I'm not gonna lie, I am glad I sold I had a shitload of those coins that I'd been saving up when we got the promise that we'd be able to redeem them for something. I had a bunch of them, hundreds and hundreds of these coins. And maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, I sold them all because there was just no tangible thing materializing that we could really use them for. And I was like, fuck it. It's never going to happen. I'm just going to sell them all. And I think I got a couple $100 for my hundreds of coins, which was I thought was a good deal. Andrew says, here's a conspiracy theory. Ham and cheddar only had a job because Mike likes a little ham on the side. I'm not going to read the rest of that. The coins are definitely something that I kind of saw the writing on the wall with. After a couple years of really no utility, I kind of figured there was never going to be anything that we could use them for, so I got rid of them pretty early on. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. If that native rumor is true, Metazoo has been in deep for a long time. Let me see. There was a couple other things. I guess I could share some of these other rumors. And a lot of these people that are sending me these messages, I mean, at least front-facing, look pretty legitimate. But I'm still going to say they're rumors. But these are people that are, you would consider insiders. But I don't want to say anything as a fact. Four different people recently said that the Metazoo sale is still in process and that Metazoo is not done as a brand, but done as we know it. 3 different people said that Mike posted that to sabotage either the sale or the brand. Someone else said that neither Shaw or Andy even knew that Mike was going to do that. We know that Gary King Pokemon didn't know. And I believe Gary even said in the chat last night that Steve Aoki didn't know that Mike was going to be doing that. So it kind of seems like the running conspiracy theory is that this was something done only by Mike. Nick, be honest. Do you believe Waddell's claims that Metazoo net worth at its peak was 100 million? Did he claim that? I thought it was 50 million. I don't remember ever seeing 100 million as a number. "99% of this chat was eager for the client that no longer exists." What if it was the intern running the social media? Who in their right mind would believe that? What, the 100 million? I'm pretty sure it was 50 million. I mean, there's a big difference between 50 million and 100 million dollars. I'm pretty sure it was 50 million. And I will say that I don't believe that was a valuation of the company. I believe that number as gross income. Like everything that they brought in could have been 50 million, not accounting for the overhead, the price of printing, the price of packaging, the price of producing, the price of distribution, the payroll, the art, the staffing, paying out partners like Steve Aoki. I believe that they could have had a gross revenue of 50 million. That doesn't mean that they ever had a liquid $50 million though. There's a big difference. And we have no idea what these numbers, what their overhead really was. I mean, they could have had overhead that was 60, 75% of what their gross revenue was. I'm not going to lie, even though this is probably worthless, I actually really like this. I really like the look of this card. The Karami and Chibi Mothman full hollow. I mean, this is probably worth $1 at this point, but I think it's a really good looking card. Cool promo. So wait, we should establish, I'm guessing they're color coordinated. So we just got this out of, let me see. Let me look on the Target website. And I'll tell you guys which color this is. If you want I'm pretty sure these are promos correlated with the color, because Metazoo has, or Target has these Metazoo blisters listed on their website based on which color the blister pack is. So let me see. Let me look at Target and see which color they considered the pumpkin. I believe it was blue. Let's see. Target. So if you guys want the Karami and Chibi Mothman promo, you would want to buy. Yeah, so on Target's website, the one with the pumpkin on the pack is listed as the Metazoo CCG Karami's Cryptic Carnival 3-pack color blue. There's green, purple, and blue. It looks like the blue one has the Chibi Mothman. And as far as I can tell, by the way, these are not available in stores. I think this is an online only thing from what I've seen. Bunnyman Productions asks a really good question. Why did you decide to sell your Mothman 1 of 1? I talked about this in the stream last night, but I'll say it again. So essentially, when I bought that Mothman 1 of 1, the reason that I bought it was because I wanted to put my money where my mouth was. I was making all these Metazoo videos. I was talking about Metazoo all the time. I was saying what a big fan and believer and supporter I was of the brand. And I was enthusiastic about the future of Metazoo. And I thought they could turn things around. So when I bought that card, it was symbolic of that. I was investing in the future of Metazoo. I really had faith that they could turn things around. So I wanted to put my money where my mouth was and say, look, I'm not just saying this. I'm willing to put $10,000 plus into a card because I think Metazoo is going to be around for a long time. And after seeing what Metazoo did yesterday, or at least what Mike Waddell did yesterday, which I viewed as like the biggest slap in the face to the people that have stuck around this long, to release that letter with all those promises, and then a month later, just shut down the company out of nowhere. I sold that Mothman card because me buying it was symbolic of my faith in the brand, and I don't have faith in the brand anymore. And I don't think they can turn things around. I think it is done, and I think I just can't support somebody like Mike that would do something like that. And I just don't want to hold on to that card anymore. And obviously, I'm not even going to get my money back for it. I'm definitely going to sell it for a loss. I think the bidding is like at like $1,100 right now, and I paid $11,000 for it. But yeah, when I bought it, that was my reasoning. I wanted to put my money where my mouth was and say, I'm not just going to talk about Metazoo all day. I'm going to show that I actually believe what I'm saying. And now I'm saying, look, I was wrong. I don't believe that anymore. Yeah, even if the company sold. Because they can't even fucking shut down the company correctly. Everything Metazoo does, they do wrong. They can't even announce the closure correctly. They didn't tell us what was happening. They didn't tell us why. They didn't tell us if it was being sold. And then they deleted the post announcing that it was closing. They deleted their Instagram and then put their Instagram back up. They don't even know what they're doing. I don't have faith in them as a company. I don't have faith in really anything that they say. Aaron Scott says, hey, I've gotten a ton of new followers since the zoo shut down. Are you talking about me? Oh, shit, we did actually. We hit 14,000. So I didn't even notice that. We did hit 14,000 subscribers. That's pretty cool. I guess we did gain a lot of subscribers. I mean, every 1,000 subscribers on this channel is a pretty big milestone, considering I've had this channel since 2020, and that's 4 years. So that's only like 3,000 or 4,000 subs a year at that pace. Nick, do a Kickstarter box break at 15,000. Honestly, I am going to pick up some Kickstarter boxes. If they are consistently selling for sub 500, I'll pick up a few. In Wing Pikachu, if you're correct, and there are people selling Kickstarter boxes for 200 a box, direct them to me, because I'll buy them all day for 200 a box. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, Bunny Man. That's why I got rid of the 1 of 1 Mothman. Because the reason that I bought it, that was like the only real card that I viewed as an investment. Everything else I viewed as, I like this is cool, this is fun. But that was the one card that I really sunk some money into. And I just wanted to show, I think that Metazoo has a future. And I no longer believe that. And I do feel like I'm going to lose my ass on that card. I paid 11 grand. I think I'd be really lucky if it even went for 5. Which, to be fair, it's still got over 7 days left. and it's already at 1100 something. So I mean, it's actually doing pretty well. This is so much different than other YouTubers just pushing products. That's why I'm here. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Nick opens for fun. That's a fact. I mean, I talked about in the stream last night. I'd say over the past 4 years that Metazoo's been around, 3, 4 years, I probably spent $100,000 or more on Metazoo. Granted, I've been selling into the market the entire time, so I wasn't holding on to everything. So I was selling a lot back into it. And I'd say worst case scenario, maybe with the exception of that Mothman card, at the very worst, everything said and done, I might be down $10,000 a year on that in quote unquote investment. But I still have my entire collection. It's still up back there. All my Mothman, all my Frogman. I've got more meta stuff over there. But I'd say as far as everything that I sold back into the market versus what I spent, maybe $10,000 a year would be what I'm down. Oh, I had way more than 10,000 a year of fun. That's for damn sure. So I mean, it sounds kind of crazy to say I spent 6 figures on Metazoo, but over the course of 3 to 4 years, and all the shit that I graded and sold back into it, I had some really big sales and some really big hits where I really came up quite a bit. And there was a lot of points in Metazoo where I had this great collection, and I was up, like up overall, because I was selling such, like, stuff was selling for so good, and I was able to build my collection and open product every week. And I was selling, there was cards that I sold for $7,000. There's cards that I sold for $2,000. There's lots of cards I've sold for over $1,000. But yeah, overall, I mean, there's no denying. I definitely have got to be down from what I've spent on Metazoo, but it was fun, and I've got a nice collection out of it. So, I was never really in it to make a fortune. I had fun. That was the point. And by the way, I should also point out all the money that I've spent on Pokemon. I'm definitely down overall on Pokemon too, but I had fun opening that, and I've still got my Pokemon collection. I'm definitely not up with what I've spent on Pokemon. I mean, you guys remember those crazy days. Not even just the evolution stuff, but the days where I was opening those Tops tins. I was spending like $7,000 a month on those Tops tins because I was buying them by the case. Like just on Tops, I was spending like 7 grand a month just ripping that, and I sold a lot of that, but Unlisted Leaf is in here. Wow. We got a Chibi Adam Ackler. Do I have any more Tops for sale? I was actually thinking about listing. I've still got 3 PSA 10 Hollow Tops Charizards. I was thinking about selling another one of those. But yeah, I made a good amount of money back on those tins because the tins grade a lot better than the booster boxes, and I'll tell you why. The Tops cards, when stored over time, the biggest issue with them is they tend to stick together. So in those booster boxes of the Tops packs, they've got way more packs on top of them, compressing them and weighing them down, and they're way more tightly packed. In the tins, there's only 7 packs, so there's not as much weight compressing them. And they're packed in styrofoam, so it's not as tightly packed. And they grade a lot better because they don't stick together as much as the ones that come in the booster boxes. So I graded like a lot of the A lot of the starter cards like Blastoise and Venusaur and Charizard, Charmander, all those evolution lines when I got the holos or the foils, I guess you would call them. And a lot of them graded a 10 and they sold pretty well. So even though I spent $7,000 on that case of tins, I probably made that back, but maybe not all of it. Yeah, and the Pikachus and the Raichu. I mean, my friend got a tattoo of Spookster, and Mike didn't even say cool or anything. He just asked to slap it and then walked away. Honestly, that's kind of funny though. I can't really hold that against Mike. That's honestly kind of funny. My Instagram is Nick Strength and Pokemon or Nick Strength and Power. You'd probably be better to do Nick Strength and Pokemon. That's the line you're sticking to tonight, Kobe. Was it worth 7,000 of fun? Leaf, are you talking about Topps Pokemon, or is there any Topps Metazoo that you're looking for? Dream Stride Collection says, is this stream still going on from this morning? No, this is a new one, bro. Chibi UFO is our promo. Holy shit, I just realized we got 220 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. 220 people, only 43 likes. Get those likes up. Last night, I think we had 200 likes before the stream ended on the big stream. The Metazoo situation, I guess the quick summary is it's bad and it's sketchy. But essentially, they were doing bad for a while. And then kind of out of nowhere, Mike Waddell, the owner, the creator, just put up a post on Discord and said, we're closing our doors, ceasing operations, shutting down production. And then after making that announcement, they deleted the announcement and then reactivated their social media. So who really knows what's going on? But this seems to be kind of the final moments for Metazoo as we know it for sure. Now, since yesterday, I have heard quite a few rumors that Metazoo is in the process of being sold and that Mike was not supposed to post that, and that Metazoo potentially is going to continue on under new ownership. But the Metazoo as we know it that was started by Mike Waddell, I think is done. Cheeseburger, thanks for the 5, man. He says, what's the issue here? Need to sell you some stuff from Metazoo and trade. Also need some info to sue Metazoo. You and I have a law firm who will help. I will say, I definitely think if they don't iron out this... Oh, we got 69 likes. Thank you, guys. My favorite number. I will say, though, I definitely think if they don't iron out this pre-order situation, like all the people that spent money on pre-orders that it looks like are not going to be fulfilled, I think that is going to be a class action lawsuit. Because realistically, most of these pre-orders are probably like $100, couple $100. Probably not worth it for one individual person to sue to get $100 back in small claims court. It's probably going to cost them more than it's worth overall. This is the type of thing where a class action lawsuit seems like the best route. And I really think if they don't issue refunds and they never ship that product, I definitely think that's going to be something that's on the table. But who knows? If Metazoo files for bankruptcy, who are they going to sue? If Metazoo dissolves and is bankrupt, who's going to be the defendant in the lawsuit? Jake says, Nick, Steven Barcelo, the owner of the Bigfoot Museum, said he asked Mike if he could do an interview, or he could interview him about what happened, and he said he would, but not right now. So hopefully that ends up happening soon. I don't think that's ever going to happen, honestly. Karami and My Melody. Mike is negotiating with Hulu for a tell-all special. And like I said, I'm kind of reluctant to believe any of these theories that there's a chance that Metazoo survives or that Metazoo's been sold, or maybe Mike was just forced out and he's bitter about it. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to cope with the loss of Metazoo. I think realistically, you gotta, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So I think realistically, we got to call this like we see it. It looks like Metazoo is fucked. It looks like they're done. And it's kind of looked that way for a long time, but this seems to be, I think we just got to call it like it is. I think this is the end. I would love to be wrong, and I would love them to somehow get revived, but I think this is just too big. This is too negative. It's too sketchy. It's too abrupt. Any Metazoo fans that they still had remaining, I think, are just out after this. I think this is it. Ryan, I definitely don't think this is some marketing idea. This is the worst marketing any company's ever done if this is some marketing hoax to try to generate interest in Metazoo. Although, I will say, it certainly seems like there has been more publicity for Metazoo than I've seen on the internet in the past maybe 2.5 years. There's been more videos, more posts, just more discourse about Metazoo in the past 24 hours than I've seen in 2 years. So it has generated quite the conversation, but I don't think that was their intention. I mean, even on my main channel, even on Nick Strength and Power, where I'm subbed to all kinds of different stuff, not just trading card stuff. On my home page, it's like all these different Metazoo videos from people that I've never seen talk about Metazoo before. It's like Metazoo videos are like trending in the last 24 hours. It's like nothing I've ever really seen for Metazoo. And when I'm logged into this channel and I'm looking at my subscriptions on Nick Strength and Pokemon, it's like nothing but Metazoo. Unlisted Leaf says, Nick, where is your Pokemon content? Well, there's lots of Pokemon content on this channel. If you just go to the main page of the channel and go to pack openings, you can go on there and you can find all the tops openings that we did. But again, the Pokemon Instagram is Nick Strength and Pokemon. There's also Nick Strength and Power. If you want to reach me, Instagram is probably the best way. You want recent? I don't know what the most recent Pokemon set we opened was. Maybe 151 or Obsidian Flames. That's definitely the direction I'm going to pivot back to. We'll still open some Metazoo here and there because at the rate these prices are dropping, we can open stuff that we've probably never opened before. I mean, if Kickstarter boxes really see $200 a box, we could open Kickstarter. But I'm definitely going to be looking into some of the newer Pokemon sets that maybe I haven't given a chance to. Maybe some of the older sets that I didn't open as much of. I definitely want to get back into some Evolutions openings. Kobe says the next set's going to be called Undead. Details will be posted and deleted next week. Can we assume the online game that was in development got shit canned as well? I was looking forward to playing the game online. Who knows, man? Nick, do you ever go to the conventions? Yeah, I do. I've been to 2 Collecticons. I've never been to Comic-Con. And I've been to the Mothman Festival 3 times now. And we got another Mothman and Karami. And another coin. Nick, you need to go to Card Party in Orlando for sure. I've never been to that. What about Sports Car? I've never been to National either. Oh, it's in Cleveland. That might be something to consider then. Nick, do you know anything? Yeah, I don't know, man. The online card game, I just don't know. I did get a message from one of the developers of the online client before all this went down, asking me to play it on the channel and promote it. I don't know if they had any idea that this was coming or that Metazoo was going to be canned. It's a Karami, full hollow. Actually, let me look that up. I'll tell you guys what the company was called. It was a company... Let me look. Maybe I can give you guys some more information about the online client here. Or maybe I can at least give you somebody to ask. Shit, what was that dude's name? All right, here you go. God, my phone is so dirty. Nick, we've never met, but I'm a big fan of your videos. I'm Chris, and my company is Cardi.io. I'm the team behind the MPN encrypted Clash. I'm rather... This email did not age well just 2 weeks ago. I'm rather bullish on Metazoo. So I wonder if you might do a video around the online client. Have you played recently? We've made a lot of progress over the last 2 to 3 months. I hope to hear back from you. P.S. I just picked up a massive amount of Kickstarter boxes. Are you looking for any? There you go. I'm sure he's happy. I just showed his phone number. Well, it's on the website. But I'm sure that guy's having a rough couple of days. I'm sure. I wonder, like, it sounds like he didn't know. So, I mean, I guess that kind of could confirm the theory that maybe Mike was the only one that knew this was coming. Nick, do you think there will be a class action against Metazoo? I do. If it just depends on what happens with the pre-orders. If people aren't refunded and they never get their orders, I do think there will be one. And it seems like that's the direction that it's going. I talked to a developer from Cardio earlier today, and they had absolutely no idea. Can I open a UFO box? I do have a couple if you want me to. Another Chibi UFO as the promo card. Can I see your one-of-one Mothman? Yes, absolutely. Actually, yeah, people were asking to see it last night. I'm going to go grab it because I never did show it last night. Audio Addiction says, everyone to Metazoo, good luck with legal. That's an old school Nick Strength and Power reference to Phil Heath when he tried to sue me. Which didn't work out too well for him, by the way. All right, give me 60 seconds. I'll go get the card. All right, I'll show you guys some other stuff too. All right. So these are a couple of the things that I'm keeping in addition to all the cards that I showed you in the background. But this is some of my collection that was in my safe. I've got the Chris Campman and Poncho signed Loveland Frogman number 2 out of 5 from Topps Chrome. It got a 10, but the autos got an 8. Got a first sighting Mothman PSA 10. I actually just bought this recently. I only paid like $700 for it though, so I don't think it was too horrible of a deal. My first creator medal, influencer medal, that got a 10. My gold supporter medal from this year, that got a 10. And then I pulled this at the Mothman Festival. Number 69 out of 99. No, dude, I'm not selling these. The one-of-one Mothman, Blue Ink, PSA 9. The one-of-one Mothman, PSA 9. I explained the reason I'm selling this. I just don't want to be holding such a bag. And I am going to still hold a bag because this is not going to go for what I paid for it. It is a beautiful card, but that was your grail. Well, yeah, it definitely was. But the reason I bought it, like I said, I had faith in Metazoo, and now I don't. I would have never put that much money into a card if I thought Metazoo was going to close its doors just months from when I bought it. What did Phil Heath try to sue me for? Shit, I don't even... What was it? I think there was a podcast that he did. There was a podcast about Phil Heath where they were talking about there was an NFL player that accused Phil of stealing some gold bracelet that was worth like $100,000, and Phil allegedly never gave it back or something like that. It was some NFL player accusing Phil of stealing from him, basically. And then I talked about it on my channel, and of course, up until that point, we had talked a lot about Phil Heath's midsection, so Phil already probably didn't like me, and he threatened to sue me, I believe, for reporting on that story of the NFL player accusing Phil of stealing this $100,000 bracelet or whatever. What do you think it'll fetch at auction at your 1 of 1? I honestly don't know. I think it's at $1,100 right now. But I think I'd be stoked if it got like 5. You know it. But I can't bid because you have it if you have just one cancellation. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. I'm not going to cancel it no matter what it sells for. I'm a burn for a video. Do you think Metazoo is dead even though they deleted the post? Maybe the roadmap is still coming. I would like to have that kind of wishful thinking, but I don't think so. You have your eBay set to if you have one cancellation in 12 months, you can't bid. Oh, I have no idea. Chibi Sam Sinclair, I probably do. I thought I had it set to if you've canceled something that you bought from me, then you can't bid. Why did they delete the post and restore their social media? I have no idea. Oh, we got another Karami and Chibi Mothman. What's the latest? Has anyone from Metazoo come out to speak publicly? Not publicly yet. I've talked to a few people privately, but nobody that wanted to be on the record quite yet. Easton said on his stream there may be a buyer. Yeah, he told me the same thing. Easton Evans. When Kickstarter boxes get down to $100, might actually buy a few. I don't know if they're going to get down that low, honestly. Who's calling me? Is this really the end, or are we jumping the gun? It certainly seems like we're jumping the gun. Or no, no, I'm sorry. It certainly seems like this is the end. Man, we're getting a lot of reverse hollows out of this. There was a buyer for the IP, but it fell through last week, and that's why the announcement came. Says simp worthy one. No, it wasn't Mike. That's another good question, Lyle. On that roadmap, there was a possible super secret collab. I wonder what that could have been. Simp Worthy One says, I was at dinner with Michael and some people from Metazoo when he told me how much wilderness boxes they were going to make. I knew right there it would be the biggest mistake they ever made. And another reverse. All right, let's get into these native blisters. Nope, I'm letting the 101 Mothman go. I guess SM Pratt was right about the zoo. Did he predict it? What am I going to do about what? I got at least 100 native 3-packs. Nice. The biggest mistake Metazoo did was letting people like Rudy and Gary in. Did Mike go rogue posting that letter? That's the theory that I've seen the most. Raven Mocker is our promo. Cool looking Raven Mocker. Zoo was formed out of his forum E4. They replaced every instance of the word Metazoo with multi-level marketing. It's a cryptic message. All right, if we open a booster box after these blister packs, what do you guys want me to open? Has Stevie Peppers been discussed yet? I honestly don't know what you're talking about there, bud. Arby's collab soon. Seeing UFO, Wilderness Seance. Who knows, man? If the letter was not supposed to be posted, Fred says, then why would they go radio silent after deleting it? Because that's what they always do. They don't give us any answers to anything. They don't communicate at all. I mean, it's pretty par for the course. It doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I guess it would make sense if Metazoo was in the process of being sold and that's why they deleted it. Maybe they would wait. If there is a pending sale, maybe they would wait until the sale is complete to say anything because they don't want to fuck it up. So maybe that's why. I don't know. What's up, Steven? Hello from the Cryptozoology Paranormal Museum. What the fuck is going on? By the way, Steven is the guy, I believe he's the last person to have interviewed Mike. I believe that was the most recent Mike Waddell interview that exists on YouTube. And one thing, by the way, that I've always thought was kind of rude that Mike tends to do on these interviews is he never bothers to turn his video on. He does audio only YouTube video interviews with everybody. The same people that mishandled Metazoo now alive to be trusted to sell it. Another Raven Mocker promo. Riddle C says Mike looks and acts like he's somehow been cured of Down syndrome, but many of the ailments and scars remain. Jesus. What a painfully accurate insult. He probably doesn't want people to see what he's drinking during interviews. You think he's getting drunk during those interviews? Yeah, I have seen that new Charizard. The shiny one. Sneaker Nerd says he sold his Crypticam Moth Black for $2,500. Was it graded? I have no idea who Stevie Peppers is, bro. I can't give him a shout out. True story. We have a family with the last name Waddell around my area, and no offense, they're all inbred. I honestly don't know what Kickstarter Mothman are going for right now. Pokevault pulled me a shiny Charizard on stream a few weeks ago. Nice. What's up, Steve's Collectibles? And we got the Jewel of Uctena. That one actually had a different colored coin. Kickstarter Mothman Full Hollow, bought mine for $8 last night. I don't even know what Pokemon packs I would have to open, Leaf. Yeah, there's a lot of it looks like there's a lot of fakes right now. I would guess because there's so much there's just so much, what's the word I'm looking for? Skookum. There's just so much publicity around Metazoo right now, and there's so much activity on eBay with all these listings. I've seen fake sample cards going up, fake Kickstarter cards going up. Chris sent me a picture of a guy selling $9.99 Kickstarter Full Hollow Mothman, clearly fake. Is that the real Ando or fake? It says their account's verified, so I'm assuming it's the real. What's up, Smack Daddy? Another full hollow Skookum. I don't know if people are trying to take advantage or if these people have been sitting on them now thinking they are real and trying to sell them. I think when you're talking about $9.99 Kickstarter Mothman, they're probably fake. They're probably people trying to take advantage of all this Metazoo publicity. Just got done watching your video and thought I'd pop in and say, hey, I appreciate that, man. Nick, are we sure the $9.99 Kickstarter Moth is fake the way the market is? $9.99, I mean, that's just too low. I mean, I did see yesterday after the announcement, there were full hollow first edition Mothmen, ungraded, selling for like $40 a pop. So I would highly doubt anybody is selling a Kickstarter Mothman that's genuine for $9.99. Who the fuck is Stevie Peppers? Someone's got to fill me in on this meme. Yeah, I saw that same video, John Power. I am Stevie Peppers. Yeah, but what's the story here? Buy one and find out. It's not a bad idea. I guess it is only $10. Send it to PSA and give it a shot. All right, what booster box you guys want me to open next? First edition? Top Series Zero, the best thing they did. Any to rip. I ripped my last one last night. I'm not signing anything tonight, sorry. Lyle says native. I'll do another native box. I'll grab a couple boxes. We could do two native boxes. All right, let me grab some booster boxes. We'll keep this thing going. It's only 11. Yeah, we got plenty of time. We got some UFO here too. Oh man. Just open everything you have. Save some of your boxes, Nick. Oh, don't worry, bro. I've got plenty of sealed stuff. I want to open this, though. Another one of Metazoo's biggest failures. Right in line with the Karami's Cryptic Carnival bullshit. The second Kickstarter. The WPT Kickstarter. One of the biggest disappointments in Metazoo. Let me see here. I'm going to buy a couple of these fake Kickstarter Mothman myself. Kickstarter Mothman Full Hollow. I don't see him. Filter, buy it now. I'm not seeing the fake ones now. Maybe they sold. I don't know. I don't see them. If you guys have a link, send me a link on Instagram or something. All right, cool. Thank you, Sneaker Nerd. Babe the Blue Ox from WPT. Nick, who's in more trouble, Vince McMahon or Mike Waddell? I think Vince McMahon is in a world of shit right now, pun intended. I mean, what a weird dude. Jack Frost to arms from WPT. We got to make this an even 100 likes. We're at 98 likes. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Lyle, you haven't seen the Vince McMahon story? And a Jersey Devil to arms. How have you missed? Damn, we just went to 109 likes. Holy shit. That was fast. Appreciate you guys. You guys are fucking the best. You guys got to be living under a rock if you haven't seen the Vince McMahon. There we go. One of my favorite Mothman artworks by Kelsey. The King Moth, Mothman to arms. Yeah, Vince McMahon has been up to no good, for sure. Joel says, I just saw the story. Probably an easy way to get your YouTube account banned. The Vince McMahon story? The Vince McMahon story is crazy. Oh, not just that. He's accused of a lot of things. sex trafficking, R word. Yes, I do want one. Just for the sake of having a fake. He shit on a girl's head, allegedly. Now I kind of want to go back and try to find... There was someone selling what were clearly fake sample Mothman. I don't know how much they were selling for, but they were like clearly fake. And I kind of want to buy one of those just for shits and giggles and send it into PSA and see what happens. Yeah, Vince is a weird dude, man. If any of that, if even half of that stuff is true, some weird shit. And there's the Mothman done by the talented Lily, the Queen Moth. Keep in mind, a Metazoo lasting 4 years is the same or longer than 95% of the TCGs over the past 40 years. I have a list on my IG, says Gary. I do appreciate that statistic, but I really don't think there's much of a silver lining to what happened with Metazoo. I think the truth is it was a disaster all the way around. I really have a hard time trying to find a glass half full way of looking at it. I think it sucks what happened. There we go. Nice Wendigo. What do you think's going to happen, Gary? Do you think that Metazoo's going to be sold to somebody else? And how do you feel about what happened? Worse ending than Game of Thrones. Hey, if Gary wants to call in, he can. I can give him my cell phone number. He can call me, and I'll put it on speaker and just set the phone right there. Let's do a native box, though. I'm not high-tech enough to have Gary, like, call in on a Zoom call to add to this stream, but you can call my phone, put him on speaker if he wants to talk. 100% Tormentic, I agree. Over the past 24 hours, I've heard so many different variations of the story. A lot of them are along the same lines of Metazoo is currently in the process of being sold, and it's not really shutting down completely. A lot of them are on that same theme, but I've heard so many different stories of who's buying it, what happened. I've just heard so many different things. I don't know what really to believe, which again is kind of par for the course with Metazoo. Really bad communication. How the fuck does everybody know who Stevie Peppers is? I have no idea who this dude is, and I feel like I'm missing something. I'm gonna put all this bulk in here. Not yet, Lyle. I'm working on it. So far, nothing noteworthy. Richie says, yeah, that's the guy Mothhawk asked him to send 3 and a photo, and he did, but who knows if he's sending, probably not. You have a golden ticket, Mike? There are videos from other content creators about Metazoo shutting down with almost 20,000 views now. Yeah, I've seen some of those. It's a cool looking card. What are you looking to get out of it? I know that the last one, granted, the last one sold way before all this happened, but I know the last one sold for $8,000. But obviously now you're not going to be able to redeem it for anything. But if you're looking to sell it, I might buy it if the if the price is right, because now it's basically yeah, I've seen a lot of different Yu-Gi-Oh and PokeTubers talking about the Metazoo thing. But yeah, all of the tickets from Wilderness are something that I've always tried to chase, and I've never been able to pull. It's one of the secret rares. I mean, obviously now there's really no point in getting one, but those are one of the secret rares I was chasing so hard, and I was never able to get one. What's the scoop today? Any new news? There's nothing really verifiable. There's been a lot. I've heard a lot of rumors in the last 24 hours about a lot of different stuff, and who knows how much of that is true. I heard a rumor from somebody that was claiming to be an insider with Metazoo about Native, and they said that, here, I'll read you guys the message again if you weren't here for that part of it. What's up, Shaman? So the main rumor that I've heard is that Metazoo is currently in the process of being sold, and that nobody knew that Mike was going to be posting that about Metazoo shutting down, and it caught everybody off guard, and that's why they deleted it. But what I've heard is that Metazoo is being sold, and it's not really shutting down. That's the rumor that a lot of people have been telling me, but I've heard different rumors as far as who's the buyer, and so I don't know how verifiable any of that is. But I also got a rumor from somebody that says, here's the 411. Wonder why Metazoo Native seems short printed. The print run was 30,000. They only paid for 3,000 and had them air shipped. The other 27,000 boxes were printed and shipped, but Metazoo didn't pay for the other 27,000 boxes. The printer had the shipper return the 27,000 boxes to the printer. So the theory there is the reason that Native did so well or held up in price was because there was only 3,000 boxes in circulation, is this other rumor that I heard today. Prince Kenshi says, my pre-orders were canceled and refunded, so I think they're shutting down. Which pre-orders? They actually gave you a refund? We got a Nanook full hollow. Yeah, like I said, it's just another rumor on top of a ton of rumors that I've heard in the last day or so, and who knows which of these things are true and which are not, or how much truth there is to any of them. But That's a good question, Ben 10. He says, I wonder what's going to happen with the tickets that were redeemable. Yeah, who knows? So far, we've gotten some good full hollows out of here. SCP was going to be great. Same with War. Yeah, I think one of the things that I'm most disappointed about, aside from all the pre-orders like Legacy and SCP not shipping, I was really excited to see War. I mean, from what I heard, all the artwork is done for War, and it just sounded like such a cool concept for a set, and it was going to be the end of this Cryptid Nation block, and I was really excited for it. See, that's one of the things I wonder. We really don't know is was War printed at all? Like, do they have any? I wonder if there's going to be some type of flash sale of maybe they're sitting on something that was printed and unreleased. Maybe some of these pre-orders were printed. We really have no idea. I mean, it seems like probably none of the pre-orders are going to get shipped or delivered and probably haven't been printed. But honestly, we don't know. They could have printed some of it. They could have printed some of War. I mean, they already paid for the art for War. So who knows? I would imagine they're sitting on something still. I'm definitely curious to see what develops over the next couple of weeks because, I mean, when you think about it, all of 2023, they only really released Native and the Karami set. Was there any secret project they could have been working on that they never released that they're still sitting on? Is there anything that we haven't gotten yet that they could still have in a warehouse somewhere that they might release when this sale is complete or whatever? Who knows? Yeah, I don't think the I don't think the Arby's collab is going to happen at this point. Argos says watch Topps randomly release Sapphire. See, that's one of the things that somebody asked earlier is what do you think on that roadmap that the ultra secret special collab potentially was? And my theory always was that it was Topps. I mean, what else would it be? And maybe Topps had that printed. Who knows? Metapoo 2.0. I mean, we are pretty close to April Fool's Day. Pokebarn says, did Gary update the Pawn Stars info yet, or is he still trolling? Gary said on the last stream that the Pawn Stars episode is going to be filmed, I believe he said on the 12th, and that now it's going to be just him and not Mike, and it's still going to be the Metazoo sample sheet. Is that correct, Gary? If the money mismanagement is true, what the actual hell were they doing with the money they got, says Troy Dennis. Well, I think the popular theory seems to be that they were using that money to fund previous sets getting printed. So they were taking, allegedly, the pre-order money to fund sets that hadn't been printed yet. Seems to be the popular theory. Gary is listing off, I believe, TCGs that didn't last 4 years. so that Metazoo lasted longer then. Mothhawk, honestly, no, man. We opened up all the Hello Kitty blister packs from Target. No really big pulls. We did pull several of the promo cards that had the Chibi Mothman and Karami full holo, which I think is a really cool looking card, but at this point, probably almost worthless. I'll show you, since I guess you weren't in here for that. There it is. I think this is a really cool looking card. Karami and Chibi Mothman full holo. I don't think we pulled any Sanrio 6. Ashton says, at this point, Rick Harrison is going to be the best I can do is shit on the head from, from Vince McMahon. We were doing good at the beginning of this native box. It seemed like it was going to be pretty full holo heavy, but now we're on a little bit of a reverse holo streak. BB Hawk 90 says, so yes, Metazoo is just another eventually forgotten TCG that nobody knows about. Jamie says, I wonder if the SDCC promos have any value. Still trying to sell my set for like a month. I have no idea. I haven't bought any of the Hello Kitty promos from SDCC. There we go. Piazza Bird. I'm still excited about this because it's a really hard card to hit, and this is my favorite artwork that's ever been done for Piazza Bird. I think this is a great looking card. It's hard to get excited about any hit from these sets now, though. But such a good looking card. I think I'm going to have to get on Etsy and get a 3D printed custom tombstone. It says Metazoo. And the date that they died and the day that they were founded, and just put that in the background when we still stream Metazoo. I think that'd be cool. Because like I said, I mean, with the prices of these boxes, man, it's hard not to still buy boxes to open when boxes are going for like sub $20. I mean, imagine Vince McMahon buys Metazoo. So Gary, do you have any inside thoughts or information about everything that went down? What's the reaction behind the scenes? Have you talked to Mike? Have you talked to Steve? Are you sad? Are you disappointed? What do you think they could have done better? If I see one more fucking Stevie Peppers comment, I'm going to lose my mind. You got to be trolling at this point. Red Wolf says Prawn Star video win. Nick, have you heard anything about Revive board redemptions? Yes. And I said earlier, I believe it was Argos that posted he spoke to the Metazoo warehouse or whatever, and they are now taking Revive redemptions on the marketplace. So supposedly, as of right now, you should be able to redeem a Revive board. But I saw several people post on the marketplace on Facebook saying that Bear Walker you still can't redeem. I don't know if that has changed with the Revive announcement, but I saw several people showing that they were trying to redeem the Bear Walker boards. And Bear Walker emailed back and said there's nothing they can do. Argus says, Nick and I will buy Metazoo, but every single card art in the war will just be Nick and me riding the back, holding huge oversized weapons. Every single card. See, how can you not love Argos? Honestly, guys, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I honestly feel like in the next couple weeks and couple months, I think there's going to be so much more to this story. And I think I think we barely know about anything that's actually gone on behind the scenes. I think there's a lot more that's going to come out about this. I mean, we even had Chris Campman last night in the stream. Chris was talking about all the unreleased artwork that he did for Metazoo. He said he wanted to come on and reveal some of the artwork that's never going to be printed on a stream. And he said he's got tons of unreleased artwork. Nick, do you actually think Metazoo is done, or was it just a rage out letter that Mike put out and instantly regretted it? I think it's possible that those two things are not mutually exclusive. I think Metazoo could be done, but at the same time, it could have been something that Mike spontaneously did without asking anybody and was kind of maybe out of desperation or anger. I think both could be true. Like I said, the majority of the rumors that I've been hearing have involved nobody knew that Mike was going to do that. They've involved that Metazoo is in the process of being sold and that Mike is going to be out, and maybe Mike isn't happy about that. I spoke to one person that worked at Metazoo, confirmed, and they said that Shaw and Andy both did not know about that announcement. Or they didn't know that it was coming. So it certainly seems like it's leaning towards that it was something that Mike did spontaneously. Who knows, though? I mean, what would his motivation be? Oh, I agree 100%, Mothhawk. Just another unprofessional move and a terrible look. Like I said, that's a big part of the reason why I sold that one-of-one Mothman, or why I listed it for auction. I think no matter what the reason was, this is just like, it's like the cherry on top of all the horrible decisions that Metazoo has made. Even if Metazoo somehow miraculously is sold and someone continues to run it and continues to use the IP, and even if somehow there's some miracle that Metazoo continues on, and maybe that announcement wasn't entirely true that Metazoo is done, I think it's just another thing in a long line of just constantly slapping the people in the face that have stuck around this long. So like I said, when I bought that one-of-one Mothman, it was me trying to put my money where my mouth is believing in Metazoo. That was the card that I was like, okay, I'm investing in the future of Metazoo because I believe in it. And I'm selling it now because I don't believe in the future of Metazoo. I think this is just kind of the cherry on top of basically them saying, fuck the people that have stuck around. And I think everything about it was just so shady. I mean, the fact that Mike deactivated all his social media, then the Metazoo Games Instagram got deactivated, then reactivated. And just the fact that this was, what, less than a month after we got the letter of all these promises and the apology and how Metazoo is going to do better. And then a few weeks later, Metazoo says, fuck it, we're done. It's just. It's just too many slaps in the face to have faith in Metazoo at this point. Even it, like I said, even if they're not shutting down and even if they sold and continue on, the fact that we're putting faith in a company that the owner would fake, even if that's, it seems far-fetched, but why would we put faith in a company where the owner would fake that it's shutting down? I mean, at a certain point, you just got to say enough is enough. I think all of us that have stuck around, I think we've made too many excuses for Metazoo for far too long. Even as critical as I've been, I've tried to stay optimistic, but I think this is just one of those things where it's like, this is a little bit too much. It's a cool looking card. I haven't opened a full box of native and got this many hollows in a long time. So as much as I would love to say that Metazoo is going to continue and hopefully someone buys it, and I would love for that to be true, and I'd love to still be able to buy new Metazoo product, even if that is true, and it is sold to somebody that can manage it better. Just at this point, I have no faith in their ability to deliver, their ability to successfully continue on. There's just so many questions, like the pre-orders. Are they going to refund people? Are they going to ship all the stuff that was promised? What's going to happen? You know, there's just too many questions. Even if they miraculously do continue, it's hard for me to support. And like I said earlier, this is like the straw that I think is going to break the camel's back. And I think it's already broken. A lot of people seem to think that Metazoo will continue, and maybe this is just some weird thing that Mike did, but I think it's too much. Thanks for stopping by, Gary. I hope you have a good night. And we always appreciate any insight that you offer here. So thanks for stopping by. Ashton says, even if it was bought by somebody genuinely trustworthy. That's the thing, is like, there's just too many what ifs. There's too many questions. Like, we haven't even gotten past the question of what if it is being sold. Like, the question of who is buying it, or what if they're a good person or a good company, that's still way down the road from the question of, is Metazoo even being sold? We don't even fucking know. Honestly, once all the best artists left, it was pretty clear it was going to be the end result. I agree. T. Campbell says, why can't he tell us that genuinely? Why can't who tell us what? Mike? Because, I mean, think about the track record, man. I mean, what have they, in the last year, told us genuinely? With all the rumors going around, do you think that Metazoo will continue to tank? Yes, I do. Even with the rumors. Hardboiled says, I think last year was mostly the CEO of Fun's fault. Lagnus says Metazoo will eventually find a floor, but that's about it, I feel like. T. Campbell says, yeah, but I mean, if it's being sold, what's the point to keep it on the download? Who knows, man? What's the point in anything they do? What's the point in promising a product that you never intend to ship or print and sell pre-orders for that product? I mean, everything they've done in the past year has been pretty sketchy and questionable. And I think the fact that them announcing the closure or Mike announcing the closure, then deleting it, deactivating, then reactivating, it's just too much sketchy stuff. It's just they're not trustworthy, and they've proven that time and time again. I think it's time to stop making excuses for them. And trust me, I love Metazoo. I love the concepts. I love the game. I love the cards. I like the art. I would be the first person in line to make an excuse for him if I could, but I think at this point it's just inexcusable. I don't think there's anything left to defend. Everything you have opened to any value? Not really. Well, we did get the Piazza Bird, but I have no idea what the price point on a native Piazza PSA 10 is. I have no idea. I think prices are changing so much. I couldn't even begin to tell you what some of this stuff is worth right now. I mean, at the same time, though, the other rumors that I'm hearing is that the buyer backed out. So on one hand, I'm hearing, yes, Metazoo's in the process of being sold. It's just not finalized yet. But the other rumors that I'm hearing is that there was a buyer and they backed out, and that's why Metazoo or Mike announced the closure. There was a buyer, but now there's not, and other people are saying the sale is still being finalized. So who fucking knows? TCG Barron says the buyer backed out is absolutely the reason. The way this all went down was a reaction to bad news. Greg says maybe the closure post was for drama to bring attention before the sale. But again, I mean, even if that was the case, what a stupid thing to do. I mean, it's just more horrible. Just every decision they've made for the past year just sucks. It's just so stupid. Like I said before, I mean, imagine just fucking with the people that have stuck around this long like that. Like, the only people that are left in Metazoo are the people that still really care, the people that still really like it. So if that was the case, and they know that the sale's going down, and they wanted to fake that Metazoo is shutting down to fuck with the diehard fans that have stuck around this long before the sale's complete just to generate some hype, I mean, what a shitty thing to do that would be. So even in the best case scenario, if Metazoo was going to survive this, I mean, what a shitty way to do it. I mean, they just suck. They suck. Nick Fox says he just bought a case of Topps Chrome just for fun. What'd you pay for it? What's a case of Topps Chrome going for? Your viewers are at an all-time high. No, last night it was higher. I think we had 350 or 360 watching live last night. Stevie Pepper's bringing in the views. That's not bad, man. So you're talking about a case of 8 hobby boxes? 400 for a case of 8? That's not bad. I remember when Topps Chrome came out, I was paying $1,000 all day for a case of 8. So another box of native? Or should we switch to UFO? Let's do... No. We still got 4 packs. What am I talking about? I didn't even see those there. Yeah, Topps Chrome is always fun to open, though. And again, that's the other reason why I'm selling that 1 of 1 Mothman. I'm moving some of that money into sealed product. Because if Metazoo is done, and the average box from any given set is like $20 to $40, and we're never going to get a new... Just assuming we're never going to get a new set again to open. If you loved Metazoo and you enjoyed this period of time, go buy a box for 20, 25 bucks, 30 bucks, and hold on to it. Maybe down the road, you'll want some nostalgia of opening that box again. I mean... No, I opened the rest of my Chrome last night. I only had a hobby and a blaster box and a couple Topps Series 0 boxes. We opened those last night. Yeah, that was a hard to beat sale. Leighton Gaming with they were $19.99, right, for the native box or for the Topps Chrome hobby boxes. Red Wolf, I have a hard time holding anything sealed. I end up opening everything that I've got sealed because I love to open stuff. Michael Raven says, I wish I never got into collecting and just enjoyed life, saved money, bought a stock. I think that's how we all feel, but collecting it's so fun, though. It sucks when you lose money, yeah. And then you're like, man, I wish I would have just invested that money in something solid. But collecting and opening, I think it's what makes a lot of us who we are. It's fun. Yeah, I agree. Green Star World, it is sad. Metazoo Menace says they just opened 9 Wilderness spell books while watching your stream. I pulled 1 Awful, 1 Dragon of Akanta Falls, 1 Prismora. The rest were Fire Bulk. I'm getting a lot of Fire Bulk tonight. Isn't there a guy who got a loan and a mortgage to buy into Metazoo? He did it. I have no idea. If they fake this closure, it's the most based move in TCG history. I disagree. I think it's one of the shittiest moves in TCG history if they faked it. And Metazoo is so incompetent. The fact that we would even think they would be playing 3D chess like that, they would be that many steps ahead, or they would be that smart or that calculated to plan a fake closure to get more publicity. They're not that good. Everything they do sucks. They've sucked at everything for a year and a half now. I mean, I know that now it seems like that could have been a good idea because we're seeing all these videos and all this conversation and all this talk about Metazoo that we haven't seen in like 2 years. There's more publicity and more views and more Metazoo content than we've seen in the last 2 years combined in the past 24 hours. So yeah, When you see all that, it's like, yeah, maybe that would have been a good plan, but there's no way they could have known that it would generate that type of discussion. I just don't think they're that smart. Mothhawk says the crazy thing is I had a guy in my stream today who said he just found the game because of all the drama and stuff. I mean, I totally think that's plausible. I think, like we were talking about in the beginning of this stream, I've been doing nothing but watching Metazoo videos all day today. Because for the past 2 years, every Metazoo content creator dropped out. They were fed up, they were done, and so many channels just stopped posting. And so I've been enjoying the fact, even though it's a negative topic, that there's just countless, there's hundreds of Metazoo videos made in the last day, and we just didn't have Metazoo content like that. Logan Paul with 2 L's says sample moth selling for $200 on 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, go. Thank you, Sherman, for the $5 donation. He says, I ignored the red flags because the concept for Metazoo was that good. I remain cautiously optimistic, but I agree, Nick. There will be more to this story. 100%. Did Easton just drop a 2.5-hour video? I have not seen that yet, no. I'll probably watch that after this, too. I've definitely been in touch with Easton for the last couple of weeks now. He's had a lot to say. Nick, can you look at that sample? Is it real? All right, I'll look at it right now, yeah. Let me see it, if I have a link to it. That looks fake as hell. So if you search on eBay, it doesn't even say Metazoo sample. It says Metazoo Mothman custom card black border is the title of the listing. Metazoo Mothman custom card. Wow, we've still got 260 people in here. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys have made this a fun funeral, that's for sure. Again, I'm sorry my screen is so goddamn greasy. That looks fake to me. They've got 100% positive feedback, 241. The hollow pattern looks weird. Metazoo Moth, yeah, again, nowhere in the description do they say sample. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. Seto Kaiba's bank account. Thank you for the donation, bro. You don't have to do that. He says a fake closure means they fuck over collector stores and Metazoo loyalists who sold their high-end cards for a ruse. Agreed. Pee-wee says custom means fake. Oh, I thought that was going to be a Wendigo. He's also selling a fake Wendigo sample. I think his channel is just Easton Evans. Now, 59 fake sample may be more fun to own than some real Metazoo cards for the same money. It's true. Prime Time Indie is the channel. Okay. I'm just straight up ignoring the Stevie Peppers comments now. There's a full hollow. Why are you doing this to me, Stevie? Hey, Nick is selling as one of one Mothman right now, so is he considered not a real fan? Hey, I don't care what I'm considered. Honestly, I explained why I'm selling it. I think Metazoo has slapped us in the face too many times to be holding on to a $10,000 Metazoo card. I don't have faith in them. Like I said, I'm going to keep the cards I like, and it's not going to be a big financial position that I'm keeping. I mean, a lot of the cards that I like right now are worth like $50 in a PSA 10 maybe. I got you, Pokebarn. How are you not a mod already? I thought you were. Did I make Megan or Zach any of your individual accounts a mod? Oh, I see. I'm not logged in the Pokemon channel. Give me a second. I'm half joking about Stevie Peppers though, so just be lenient. Unless they go crazy. But yeah, Pokebarn, you should be a mod. You've been here for like the past 4 years. I thought you already were, to be honest. Jesus, the chat's going so fast. I'm trying to select your name. Add moderator. You know what, Jimmy Cutlets? You deserve to be a mod too, just for having one of my favorite usernames. Jimmy Cutlets, you are now a mod. All right. Anyway. That is a godlike name, not gonna lie. Balloon Fight says he really wants to see what Old Scratch sells for. I do too. I know you will, Jimmy. I tried to make most of the people. That's why I thought Pokebarn was already a mod. I tried to make most of the people that have been here for the past 4 years a moderator, like Greg, Stampa, Laura, who we haven't seen in a long time. Pokey Kobe, Cards and Cars, all those guys from the beginning are moderators. And you know what? Even though Mothhawk didn't ask for it, Mothhawk is gonna be a mod just because I like his comment or his content so much. There's Greg. Ogopogo full hollow. Metazoo might be closed, but Metazoo is more alive than ever. Oh, and Nick, there is a Cryptid Clash tournament February 9th. The winner gets a Kickstarter box. Oh, really? I mean, that depends on what it sells for, Sneaker Nerd. Maybe it goes for more than people expect. But I think it's what needs to happen. Even if the Chrome market does quote unquote crash because of my one of one Mothman sale, I think that's a fair indicator of the state of the market. The fake moth sold at 9,100. Holy shit. I think the bounty is out the window, Sneaker Nerd, because I bought the Mothman after the bounty, and the person that offered the bounty didn't buy it, and I bought it for $11,000, which is still $20,000 less than the bounty. So to be fair, I don't think the bounty was ever genuine after a certain point. They stopped buying them. The Metazoo real creator said Mike was crypto drunk. I'm saying the bounty price is what people will remember. Only we know you paid that. I think everyone knows I paid that. It's in the sold listings on eBay. And that was, I think I bought it in September. That was like 6 months ago. Which card do you have in a rainbow set, Sneaker? Yeah, I agree with that. I think the whole NFT crypto part of Metazoo was entirely a mistake. There's people who don't check prices who hear that 30K price. Well, that's that's on them then, right? If you think a card is worth 30K because you didn't look up the card, what it's selling for, whose fault is that? Man, this box is cold. Nice. You got a rainbow of Sam, Babe, and Hodag. Nice. By the end, I think Mike was completely fed up with the NFTs. Absolute nightmare to keep the holders happy, as it should have been. I mean, the NFTs were so overpriced. Metazoo should have been expected to do above and beyond to keep the people that had them happy. I think that's fair. Sneaker Nerd, to be fair, I don't think there's very many new collectors coming into Metazoo anyway. I think the people that are here are mostly the people that have been around the whole time. Green to black. Not Shaggy says, do you miss Rich Piana? I never met him. What's up, Hazu? He says, I'm new. What's up? Thanks for stopping by, man. Make sure as you guys come in, you're hitting that like button. Has Nick pulled a red scratch? I've not pulled an old scratch or a red ink, but I have pulled a blue ink. Ani says, I opened a box of Bear Walker, pulled a Grim. Hopefully I'll be able to redeem it. Unfortunately, bro, from what I've seen, Bear Walker is still unable to be redeemed. Right now, apparently you are able to redeem Revive, but I saw people posting screenshots of trying to redeem their Bear Walker cards and Bear Walker saying there's nothing they can do. I don't know if that has changed, but right now, as far as I know, people are unable to redeem their Bear Walker cards. Not gonna lie, I didn't like Metazoo when it first dropped, but it grew on me. Never did pick it up though at these prices I'm in, so there's a new fan. Mike shenanigans worked. I redeemed mine 2 days before they shut everything down, and support said they'd ship my Revive and Barrel Walker out. Yeah, I don't know. It could have changed today when they started shipping out the Revive again, but I saw several people on the Metazoo marketplace posting screenshots with Bear Walker saying their Bear Walker couldn't be redeemed. But yeah, every time I redeem a board, it comes from Golden. Your thoughts on Opossum Bud? Oh yeah, I've seen a few of his videos. I like him. Ogo Pogo, full haul. If I can get Nightfall cheap, and Nightfall is pretty cheap right now. I think it's at $25 a box right now. I just bought a case of 6. Yeah, that is a pretty good deal then. I just bought a case of 6 yesterday for $150. I'm trying to do that math in my head of what that comes out to per box, but pretty cheap. No, I got the 150 from a guy on Facebook, but on eBay I got a case for 175. So you should be able to go on and see the 175 listing, which is still pretty crazy. Jimmy Cutlet says, Nick, I have my signed first edition Mothman July 4th Mike Waddell auto on eBay, 1 of 1. Not graded though. Never wanted to sell it, but after the news. What are you hoping to get out of it? Weren't first edition Metazoo boxes still over 1,000 a few months ago? Sneaker Nerd says, let's say you come into Chrome now and see the card you heard was 30K sell for 2K. Would you lowball my 101 front? Yeah, but what about when I bought it for 11K? The same people that would have heard that I bought it for 11K would be the same people you're talking about now whenever mine sells. So if that didn't happen when I bought it for 11K, even though the bounty was 30, and by the way, I think the bounty was 20. So no, I don't think me selling the one of one Mothman is going to be responsible for the collapse of Topps Chrome. It didn't collapse when I bought it for 11K, a third of the 30K. They never know about, then how are they going to know what mine sells for? If they didn't know what I bought it for, that logic doesn't make sense. Isn't it kind of crazy how Leonhardt just gave up almost? Gave up on what? But if my 11K is the price point, then what does the 30K number you keep mentioning matter? And how do you know mine's gonna? I do think mine is gonna sell for less than I got it for, but I don't think it's gonna go as low as you might think it will. The Black Friday deal was them liquidating a lot of their stock. I agree. And even then, the prices weren't that good. I wonder if there's gonna be another liquidation sale though. Who in the community is the closest person to Mike? Argos, Gary. Who will Mike talk to first? We need answers. No, I get you, bro. I do. I'm just saying. I think whatever price it sells for is more indicative of the state of Metazoo than it is me selling it. And honestly, I'm really curious to see what it sells for. I know I'm going to lose money on it, probably a lot of money on it, but I'm curious to see what the market deems that the one of one Mothman is worth after Metazoo announces its closure. I'm very curious to see how it holds up. And I'm willing to take that loss just to really, for my own, just to know. But I definitely don't have faith in Metazoo to be holding a $10,000 card for a company that's willing to slap people in the face. Thank you, Pokebarn. I feel the same way, Balloon Fight. I think if I were to sell it down the line, it would be a lot worse. Does anybody know if Mike Waddell actually paid the $10,000 bounty? Because someone pulled the one of one Mike Waddell card. That's exactly how I feel. All right. This will be the last pack of the night because hopefully tomorrow I've got a bunch of boxes coming from TCG Player, and we'll do another stream tomorrow. Hopefully my other Karami boxes will be here, but I have a whole variety of stuff coming tomorrow. Hopefully some Nightfall boxes. Hopefully my Karami boxes will be here, and we can do another stream tomorrow and really mix it up. I'm thinking we'll do. Hopefully tomorrow we can do 4 boxes of Karami, a box of Nightfall, a box of First Edition. Where is the catcher? I haven't seen him tonight. Man, last pack, we're ending with a reverse holo. All right, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. This was a hell of a stream, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Nick Strength and Pokemon signing out.